Hello, peoples. How are you all out there? Uh, Today, I don't know if the talk that I talk gonna be worth anything, but just the way things is. By the way, welcome to another edition of Santa Speak. Santa Speak, Santa Speak, Santa Speak. Hope don't none of you niggas out there kill Santa for speaking either. Really, I'm talking about them white folks out there too. They'll put something on niggas' ass. Boy, they been calling in, talking stuff, boy. Me mad about the way I'm talking. It's because I choose to tell the truth. I don't know what really they want me to talk like. I don't know. I'm trying to do whatever I can do to talk the way that they want me to talk, so another Beckwith won't do me like you did Meg Evers. Now stop telling that lie. But I I'm receiving the threats and everything. I'm receiving all kind of phone calls talking about what they gonna do to me, or that I've been talking too much and that they ought to turn this flag the right side up. I thought the flag was the right side up all the time. It looked like it to me. I said it stands for upside down justice. For the, poor people. Poor whites and black people out here now. We ain't get no justice. The only way we get justice is do what? You know what we have to do to get justice, people? Well, we got to cut our hair and put us a three-piece suit on and look, I don't know what corporative America is, but look like that maybe. I think that's that corporative America stuff that started messing with me down to the federal building today. It wasn't really interesting what was happening now because I had to turn tail and run, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, them white folks, I was down in the federal building, them white folks. No, niggas started attacking me. Them niggas that look like white folk. Got all them Caucasian suits and stuff on and everything and all. Yeah. And man, they say, I don't know what they were talking about if you want me to tell you the truth. I don't know. But I tell you one thing, they told me that I can't go in no federal building. So they say it's a no. You can't go in here. And I went across the street and I talked to the police that supposed to be in charge over there. I mean, down there on Fire Street, across from the Capitol building. And the man down there told me, he said, well, we don't have nothing to do with them folks over there. That's federal jurisdiction. So I went back over there to them federal folk. And then I told me that if I didn't leave from over there, they're going to lock me up in jail. They told me they can't talk to me no more. I was trying to tell them that I wasn't doing nothing. The folks sent me a letter out and tell me to come to talk to them down at the federal building. I'll go down to the damn federal building and, hey, I wasn't even in town yesterday. They're talking about blowing up the federal building. I was down in New Orleans. And then they gonna tell me, well, if you got some complaints about you can't come in the federal building, I mean, they were letting everybody else in. How come I couldn't come in? But they said, if you got any complaints, send them to your representative. And I thought about that shit. I said, my representative is Mary Coleman. God damn. So I ain't got a chance in hell, is it? Mary Coleman is wrapped up with R.L. Bolden. And R.L. Bolden had several niggas killed before. You remember when R.L. Bolden did that report on them civil rights workers come down here? R.L. Bolden super bad. Now, he had a white boy killed up in that stuff, too. These white folk around here now. I mean, them federal folk now they got them niggas dressed up and talking like white folk too now. And they say that they told me, I tell you one time, and one time only, Enoch, get out from in front of this federal building. I ain't do nothing but sit on the sidewalk out there since they told me I couldn't come in. I figured maybe I'll sit out here on the sidewalk and maybe they'll figure out who I am. I'm all right and all, and they'll know that they done sent me a letter telling me to come down and talk to them. And they'll come out and let me talk to them. But they told me, I'm going to tell you one time and one time only. You get out in front of this federal building, we're going to charge you with inciting a riot. In other words, I ain't got no right in these white folk federal building down there. You know, some niggas, they claim they own the federal building too because they think that they, the same way. And I had some white folk call me and said that they were left answering on the answer machine, said they got a coon hunting license from over in Memphis, over in Tennessee, said where they got them from the federal authorities over there where they can legally hunt Negroes down there. In other words, they can do anything they want to do to us, and all, ain't nothing going to happen to them about it. Only way anything can happen to them about it, if us black folks and the poor white folks get in together and say we ain't gonna no longer take that shit. But hell, they taking y'all guns now. They going through your neighborhood, taking your guns so you can't fight back when they come in and kick your ass, do whatever they want to do. Everything's still cool with them. Ain't nobody else gonna stand up for now another nigga. I don't care what happened to you down here. The people is not gonna stand up behind you. That's just the way things go. That's all in a part of what? America. Only in America. I know y'all done seen my picture by now probably how we was showing how we was out there on the ocean and said, hey, we need to get on back across that water. If they tell us we can go back, then we need to get the hell out of Dodge. You gonna tell me they ain't got you over here in captivity? They got a lot of y'all over here. They tell you that you got to have a name. You got to have a picture ID. If you ain't got no picture ID, they say they ain't gonna let you in there. Some of us ain't got no picture ID. And you gonna tell me that this ain't kind of like what you call I don't know, certain places they used to have you so that you had to have some kind of card or another with you to show that you are who you say you are. Issued by their government. Now over here we got to have cards to go off into our government buildings. Look like. I ain't threatening to blow up the federal building down there. If them folk down there been doing so many people so wrong and so dirty and all down there in that federal building, and the Social Security office disrespecting people, and the Veteran Administration down there dogging people's out and all, and got prejudice and everything running all down through there and all. All them folk doing all that stuff, now they getting scared. Don't get scared of me. I ain't did nothing. I'm not the one. Just like they blaming that mess on Timothy McVeigh. Did he do anything? I don't know. He hasn't found guilty or not guilty or nothing yet, as far as I know. If he is, he really shouldn't have done that, though. I don't think he should have. But that's just the way things go sometimes, right? All those innocent people that got killed in that bombing in Oklahoma, right? Well, where was that place at? Was it Minnesota or where? Wherever the place was at, there's a lot of people that got killed in the federal building bombing. People talk about that going and coming, don't they? Now talk about those people that got killed in Waco, Texas also. Our government knew that they was bombing those children, knew it was going to kill them kids. Our government just killed them, simple as that. Right now, if any of you niggas out there talk too much now, the government gonna kill you too. That's exactly right. I heard that Mary Coleman had people were going around in the booth where you voting at to tell you to make sure you vote for Mary Coleman. I mean, when you supposed to be voting in there in privacy, and they were making people vote for Mary Coleman. I heard that from a reliable source. And I don't, man, about telling them where the source is from and all, because I don't think you want to call them folks no lie, because they don't have to lie about it. And I'm ready to answer these questions to any federal authority where I got my information from. But they say nigga can't vote for nobody but niggas that's going to be with people like Ira L. Bolden that's going to let our people get killed out here for nothing. Well, they got killed for something because, you know, of course, we're going to remember Shaney and the other people that got killed. But what kind of mess is this? I heard this man, Bruce Jenkins, says something like, if you vote for him now, he's going to make sure he get rid of Enoch Sanders. You vote for him to be sheriff, you ain't got to worry about Enoch Sanders in Hines County no more. So this Caucasian said he going to put something on Enoch Sanders' butt, in other words. We'll have a little more information for you on our next program, probably about Bruce Jenkins. Somebody will be talking about it, saying what they heard also. It was a phone call we had in on him. You know, y'all don't know who Bruce Jenkins is. I know y'all will know who he is after I get through talking about him, won't you? Running for Hines County Sheriff against Mike Miller. I had complained to Mike Miller, and I was trying to catch him to complain to him about Bruce Jenkins when he brought those other Caucasians over to the People's Shelter Incorporated, over there to the homeless female shelter, and brought all them shotguns, about 5 other white men with shotguns over there, threatening people's lives and everything. But this is normal to happen in all black neighborhoods. When you got people's, certain kind of peoples out here, and you got a sheriff like Bruce Jenkins. And Mike Millen, of course, he wasn't going to go against Bruce Jenkins because of the color of his skin. But I tell you, y'all can say what you want to say and all. It's best for y'all to put it the way you want to put it. But I tell you how I put it. These white folks done whooped my head long enough and all. What's that nigga name that's running? I'd rather let him win. Let him whoop my head some. Let the thing change around a little bit. That's Sturgis. Whatever his fella name is, I think he might, do better. The reason why I think he might do better is because if he come out here in my neighborhood and he living out here in my neighborhood with me, and then he jump on my folks or jump on me or something, then when he come back home, then you reckon I'll be waiting for him or something? But see, if I'm waiting over in an all-white neighborhood for somebody else they done did that to me, then what'll happen? They'll say, oh, no, it's a nigga down there, because we all know it. They'll tell you from when he first come through the neighborhood, no, we saw a nigga driving down through here. That's right. And, then I can't pay them back too easy. Then while they at work, they be hiding, wearing them bulletproof vests and all that kind of stuff. Because I tell you, I'm fighting mad when these folks went, I ain't say nothing to them. Excuse me. I didn't say nothing to these federal officials. All of them out here surrounding me all kinds of ways at the federal building down there, talking about can't nobody come in. I mean, they were letting other people in. They just didn't want to let me in. Well, that's why, I ain't got no picture ID right now, but when I do get my picture ID, they supposed to send it to me sometime soon, and I put CF in front of my driver's license to let folks know that's correcto fita or something like that. It's a Latin word, the law word that means that, you sign them license, but you say you're going to agree to them, but you don't really agree to the rules and regulations of that handbook, that driver's handbook. I don't agree to them rules and regulations. The only reason why I signed that to get the driver's license that say that I got privilege to drive on the street because these folks telling me they're going to lock me up if I don't. So, you know, I was under threat. They threatening me. Duress I'm under because of it. I wanted to use the locomotive clause. Drive, you know, as a matter of a right, not as a privilege. I have a right to drive. I claim all my rights all the time, including my right to time. I yield none of my rights none of the time. And I claim in my rights, so folks get mad at me just because I claim my rights. Whoever they're talking about blowing up this federal building down there, don't y'all put that on me. I ain't in that mess. Time I look around. Y'all talking about something about Enoch Sanders. We not worried about Enoch Sanders. Enoch would have been dead a long time ago if he wasn't down here trying to help these poor peoples out down here. When they told me that today and now that I couldn't come into the federal building, you know what I would have told them? Well, take me on to jail then for inciting a riot if that's what you want to do. That's what you wish to do. Like I have said, we are out here. And we are being held, it looks and appears like we are being held captive in this land. You say you're not slaves if you want to. Look like it to me. I've tried all I could do to the best of my ability to work in with the federal government. Served a few years in Marine Corps. Been doing all kinds of things that I could now. No, I'm not going to be no snitch. No, I'm not that kind of nigga. It's time out for the government or anybody else to be pushing the peoples around. The people make the rules, supposed to make the rules, but they don't. But it's time out for that. It's time out for just because somebody go down, because a woman go down to the food stamp office to get some food stamps and all, you're going to tell her she's going to have to do $1 million worth of work to get $100 worth of food stamps. She's going to have to take her child and put her child in the hands of strangers at some unknown daycare center where they can get bruised and marked all up. Nobody taking responsibility. It's time out for that kind of stuff. It's time out for people going along with people because they with R.L. Boulder. It's time out for Mary Coleman to have kids, her own kids around threatening people's lives. People, you all need to call in, each one of you all that voted for Mary Coleman and you didn't want to vote for Mary Coleman, you need to call in and get that straight. Because some people didn't have no business coming in there telling you you got to vote for Mary Coleman. You vote for who you want to vote for. Shame, shame, shame. What's going on now? Still got Frank Stimbley? No, I ain't saying nothing bad about Mr. Stimbley. That's my friend. We got Craig Brunson out here raising hell though. I'm trying to find out how to put up the picket lines against it without hurting Mr. Frank Stimbley is what I'm trying to do. Because I know Mr. Stimbley is a good man. He's attorney at law, he's a good man. He tries the best of his ability. He didn't know he was going out after against Enoch Sanders when he went out against me. He didn't know what was going on. I don't guess he did. He didn't know he was in a no-win situation. I tried to enter off into win-win situation, win-win for everybody. My friend Mr. Richard Barrett told me, and I said, I can handle them for you anytime you get ready for me to. And I know Mr. Barrett can. But Mr. Richard Barrett, what I was asking you is, I'm going to deal with Craig Bronson nigger to nigger. Simple as that. I want to, ain't no nigga never put his pants on gonna scare Enoch Sanders. White man neither. Next week we'll probably be hearing some answer on the answering service. People's calling in, talking their stuff about what they gonna do. Well, if you got something to do against Enoch Sanders, go on do it then. I feel like I've been living here too damn long anyway. Federal government dogging our peoples out, and I got to sit up here and listen to it, and I got to act like a nigga like I'm off into it too? No, when I see you dogging my peoples out like that, I don't appreciate it. Makes me mad, make me sick right down to the last drain of blood that's in me. But I must go along with it so that we can get some of our poor females off the streets through the shelter, because the shelter would never been going and still going if it wasn't for Enoch Sanders. But that's all right. Of course, it's not me, it's the people behind me. They're using my name. That's why it's going somewhere, because the people know that I don't have to take no shit off of you because you are federal authority. Rather than let one of you all pull some shit on me, I'd rather go ahead on die first. Take you to hell with me. But this is ridiculous. That constantly, you all is picking on the citizens out here, and the citizens hadn't been doing anything. I had a number of Caucasians have called into the office and said, Mr. Sanders, I'm just a poor white boy. But these policemen, they just jumping on us too bad. They doing too much to us. The best thing to do is come up and start talking about them on television. Get their name and everything and all, and we'll pass the name down. We all be talking about them out here. Because the poor whites out here and blacks is in together. Needs to stay in together. It needs not to let these federal authorities take our guns from us, split us apart, and then have us out here riding and fighting in against each other. We black folks and the poor white folks, hey, them federal officials don't think of us as nothing but like cattle. Horses, a herd of horses or something. That's what it's all about. Now they have us in fighting down here together against each other, when all the time we hadn't, our people had no business fighting against each other. It's the have against the have-nots is what it's all about. Shame, shame, shame. Have our peoples learned yet? I can understand that our peoples have passed down a lot of hatred because of the way our peoples have been done in the past and because of the way our peoples is done now. Like they said, let Fordyce and them win the election and all. They're going to have everybody working to try to get the few little food stamps they're getting. A lot of people don't need to be working for their food stamps. It might be a good program, might not. But I think the mothers need to stay at home and take care of their own kids. And if people is not able to hire them out when they're not working for food stamps, then why is you gonna pay them other rich white folk to hire them out with the food stamps? You gonna pay them, you know, the federal government gonna pay them rich folks a certain percentage of the poor people's salary. Everybody exploiting the poor person, poor white and the blacks. Well, ain't nobody gonna tell me, and you're not gonna force me to cut my hair and put no suit on to get no money from the federal government for these poor people. I don't have to cut my hair to do it. I don't have to put no suit on to do it. But I know one thing. Whatever it is, it's rough and tough out here on our people. And some changes need to come. And the only way that we're going to get these changes in is by voting the right peoples into office, putting the right peoples in here. That's the only way. And then when the people mess up, we know that everybody's not, that everybody is human. So they have error for mistake. Certain irregularities be going on with these runoffs or with these elections. It's a crying shame. We know that that Mr. Stokes was complaining because they misused him. But Mr. Stokes, I just like to tell you, the peoples out here in our neighborhood, in our communities, they are willing with you. And I don't see how that you didn't win by a landslide. Maybe they're doing the same thing on you, up in there threatening the people, telling the people which way to vote. Time is out for these kind of things. People know which way they want to vote. They vote on their own. You don't come in there with them people while they vote. Did the federal government send them people in there on them to do that? I don't know. But I tell you one thing. What we are asking and what we should say and all to a lot of these things that's happening out here right now is that hopefully we won't have bomb threats from now on. Hopefully things will start to working out and we won't have things happening like what happened at Waco, Texas. All them people the federal government killed over there. Federal government massacred women, men, and kids. That's the federal government did that. Now they over here in Jackson, Mississippi, looking like they ready to massacre some of our people. Just normal. There's nothing, unnormal about it. I've seen so many things happen in the courtrooms and things like that now, like what I'm telling you people now from now on and now. I would advise you, I wouldn't want to be in these folk courtrooms because they got them set up against you already. People like Craig Brunson going in there talking to the judges behind your back and I'll tell them, yeah, you know the nigga guilty. Give him some time. People, what we are saying is what? It is time out for the federal government to come in here and dogging our peoples out. It is time out for them to come in and stirring up troubles between the blacks and the whites. It is time for our people to go in together and do whatever it takes to make sure that we are free like it's supposed to be. Here is a copy of the Declaration of Independence. Is that supposed to be for just white peoples only or what?